thank you for the invitation to be here, and thanks to Carol and her team at CEC for organizing this really important event. I think it's a great opportunity to connect with the environmental community here in Houston. So we were all impacted by Hurricane Harvey in many different ways. And while I think that the storm was a testament to how resilient Texans are in general, neighbor helping neighbor, demonstrations of unbelievable kindness and giving, traits that I find make me feel like I'm at home from my native South Carolina. But it also made crystal clear some vulnerabilities that exist along the Gulf Coast and identified places where I think we need to focus some intensive effort. Obviously, Arkema is one example. From our perspective, this was an egregious example of a facility that was woefully unprepared for any disaster, much less one of the magnitude of Hurricane Harvey. I think it brought to light failures with risk management plans in general, and as a result, we're taking a closer look at those plans. From our conversations with TCEQ and EPA, it does not seem that there's, at least at this moment, any reasonable oversight of those plans, much less any actual inspections of whether the plans are adequate for those individual facilities. And of course, I wanted to mention that with a special note with regard to Arkema is the fact that the company had actually filed comments opposing efforts that the Obama administration had made with regard to strengthening the chemical disaster safety rule. This was a rule that, in fact, later was suspended by then Administrator Scott Pruitt. We all know the greater Houston area and the dominance of industrial activity in the region. 570 chemical plants, 9 refineries, hundreds of batch plants, recycling facilities, and thousands of underground storage tanks. And we know that surface water and sediments from the flood resulted in high levels of bacteria and left behind deposits of contaminated sediment, silt and sludge in yards, parks, and school grounds. And also, I think the storm highlighted the public health crisis in the aftermath of Harvey. I wanted to share one particular example of a breakdown with regard to public health protections, such as how issues at a Valero facility in Manchester were handled. I wanted to include this because I think it provides one of the clearest examples that we have between the disconnect between the two worlds on either side of the fence line. And I know that folks at EPA and TCEQ probably feel differently about how events unfolded at that facility, and probably Valero does too, but this is what the community experienced. So we all remember Harvey making landfall at Port Aransas, August 25th. 2 days later, the Valero facility on the Houston Ship Channel and within Houston city limits filed an emission event report indicating a release of 6.7 pounds of benzene. One thing to note is that by this time, TCEQ had actually waived a suite of environmental rules and had taken down much of the regional monitoring system to try to protect individual monitors from storm damage. By August 31st, residents of Manchester had started calling the city of Houston with odor complaints. We had actually been in regular communication with the city since the storm hit. We were tracking emission event reports that industries had been filing with the state. And we were talking with city officials like Lauren Ron, who's here today. Lauren was helping to coordinate all of the folks who were coming into town to take different measurements and to take samples. And I asked her if it would be helpful for us to get a mobile monitoring unit out to Houston. So we discussed that idea with some other groups, including Air Alliance Houston, who helped fund the effort, and we made the decision that day to contract with a mobile monitoring team from California called Entanglement Technologies. They were using a prototype instrument called the aroma analyzer that was able to measure specific concentrations of VOCs like benzene. It took a couple of days for the unit to drive from California, but they were on the ground actually on September 4th, which is Labor Day. And one of the first samples they took was benzene at over 300 part per billion. Now, ambient concentrations are roughly 1 to 2 part per billion, so something was seriously wrong. This technology was actually able to pinpoint almost the exact location of this benzene plume. It was about the length of a city block, and it was also able to indicate the likely source, which was a tank at that facility. At that point, it was clear that EDF needed to do something, so we released a health alert indicating a concern in Manchester, as well as noting the high concentrations of ozone that were occurring in other parts of the city, as you heard from Stephanie from Park earlier today. We participated on a conference call with EPA and city officials talking about what to do. By that time, EPA had finally gotten their mobile unit down, but they actually never shared the individual measurements with anyone, including us or the community. And then September 14th, EPA tells the Houston Chronicle that Valero had significantly underreported their emissions. They demand that Valero release the report and file a final emission inventory report, 1,881 pounds of benzene. And then 39 days after those initial calls from the community, TCEQ releases a summary of EPA's monitoring results. Clearly a breakdown in terms of public health protection. And one of the things in my mind that compounds this issue is the messaging that we heard from TCEQ as well as EPA. You know, all measured concentrations were below levels of health concern. If you don't take any measurements, then of course they're below the level of concern. So that's a problem. And we've talked a lot with the agencies about how to revise and refine their monitoring, because the simple fact is that if what you're saying does not resonate with what's actually going on the ground, then you lose credibility. And I think that's what happened in many situations following Harvey. So now I'd like to share just some of the ways in which EDF is working in Houston so that we are better prepared for the next storm. One large initiative is focused on understanding the health implications of storms like Harvey through the Hurricane Harvey Health and Housing Registry. And I hope from the examples that I provided you can see why it is that we might want to understand the chronic implications of some of these high VOC exposures over time. So EDF was a founding partner of the Hurricane Harvey Registry, along with the Public Health Department from the City of Houston and Rice University, which manages the registry. They post the registry on their urban data platform, and the data will actually be available to researchers about information, health, and housing information that was collected. One key benefit of the registry is that it will be used to understand some of the health consequences that were outside of those immediate health threats, like drowning and exposure to contaminated water. It can track the spike in asthma hospitalizations in the weeks after the storm, for example, the increase in suicides. This initiative was now announced April 25th by Mayor Turner, and we are actually here today. So if folks have not enrolled in the registry, it's a great chance to do that. It's only going to help us understand more about how these major flood events are impacting human health. You can imagine what we might learn in Puerto Rico, for example, if they had started collecting health information in the aftermath of Maria. So we're hoping that what we're developing here is actually going to be used as a tool and a model for work that is done nationally. And then one final example of working in partnership with other groups. We have a table here today, and Matt Trousseau is in the back here. He's the director of a program called One Breath Partnership. This was officially launched in Houston earlier this year. EDF is the lead in coordinating 6 separate organizations around one specific goal, which is cleaner air for a healthy and prosperous Houston. The coordination by this partnership was, I think, one of the reasons that the Manchester and other stories informed over 1,000 news stories nationally in the aftermath of Harvey. If you were, this week actually, there's an article in Outside Magazine about post-Harvey Houston that's, I think, very insightful, and I think indicates that this is not a Houston or a Texas story anymore. This is a national story, national implications. People are looking to our region to better understand and better plan for these major weather events. And then I'd like to just end by suggesting that there's an urgency to this work that we should be mindful of. There are legislative hearings, there are community conversations around rebuilding, there are analyses of agency responses. The Inspector General is doing an investigation into how EPA handled the post-Harvey work that they did. And that's all happening right now. It's very real to the people here and in Puerto Rico and in Florida that we're already in the midst of the next hurricane season. So I also wanted to offer that EDF is always looking for partners in our work. The only way that we'll be able to move forward effectively is by coordinating our efforts. And so feel free to reach out to me or any of our team. We have lots of folks here today. We're always looking forward to working with you all. Thank you.